Hello guys, so welcome back. This is second video of this series, and we are looking at an album cover design. So last time we created this based off of an X-ray image, and I've just been drawing this on Adobe Illustrator. And now we're gonna start looking at the next part of this. So part of the design idea was to have like a cup on this cover as well, of this actual skeleton actually, or this person drinking this juice. We already can see the liquid in the throat, and now I need to make a cup. So I'm doing this simply with two shapes. I've got a circle, which I've squashed to kind of make it look like it's at an angle. And I'm rounding the corners of this rectangle to make it a more glass-like shape. And last time, if you guys missed it, I was saying this is kind of the penultimate thing. So this is the design before the final design. Elements of it may be used for the fully finished refined design. It may even just be built upon for the finished final design. That depends on outcome, that depends on feedback, that depends on how this looks when it's all come together. And that we don't know yet. So we've seen some things that work, we've seen some things that don't. We still have some elements to add, and this is where we're picking up from. So I'm just making this cup, and I'm gonna merge it with my Pathfinder into one shape, but I always like to copy the first thing before. So I've kept, as you can see to the left, I've kept the version before I've merged it, in case I need to edit it again, the shape's not working out, so I don't have to do it all from scratch. So now I'm gonna shrink it to be more of the real kind of size a cup should be. I'm tilting it, and I also want to change its transparency. So it's close to the skeleton transparency actually, but really you wouldn't have this solid white shape when everything else, these other solid things like the bone of the skull, are showing up like this. Again, part of this is just me kind of winging it, because funnily enough, there's not really many photographs of people drinking a glass in an X-ray scan. So some of this is just imagination, and that's fine. That's cool. So I'm doing the top part of this liquid. We already saw the bottom part that's going down into the throat. See some of the droplets as well. And yeah, for now, I'm just gonna see how eyedropping this works. I want to make sure I have it all selected properly. And we're going to see how it looks, this kind of flow. So actually, first what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put on the gradient and then maybe add some of these similar colors that we used before. So here I'm winging it a bit. Now, of course, I can use direct color codes. I could get the exact number that, say, the ones down the throat have, and go that way, or I can eyeball it. I don't think I want it as dense, but I do want it to really look like it's the same thing, because this would be the direct drink from the glass, then going down into the throat. So that's what we'd expect to see. So I'm just gonna try this out, because you guys that saw the last video will know that I also have a version of this liquid that's in the throat that's like red, white, and blue, patriotic colors. And that's a direct nod to the song and its lyrics. So, yeah, this is just about seeing it. I thought about trying the red, white, and blue one first, but as we already have this other one set up, I think I'm just going to try the colors that are in the throat, and that's what we're gonna do now. Cool, so we're trying this multicolored thing again. I'm gonna shrink it a little bit because I still think the cup's a bit too big. And you see I just did that together. I'm tilting it more because, I mean, I want it to look like a pretty realistic trajectory of this liquid going down this throat. Zooming out just so I could get a better view of how it's all coming together. So, all right, I see that. I'm gonna try seeing it with a couple of different changes, because right now I still want to kind of see how this will work. So, you know, I'm trying the multicolored one at the moment, so I do want it to have a lot of those same colors. No, it doesn't have to be a clone of the liquid in the throat area, but it should have enough of the similar / same colors to make sense. I mean, however much sense this whole design has. It's kind of like, I guess it's like you have to stick to the laws of the land. So if this is a land where multicolored drinks can be seen with skeleton, like x-ray pictures with hair while they drink, I guess what I'm trying to do is make it consistent for what it is. So we're going back to the text a bit. I'm bringing in one of the juice titles, and you know, it's kind of big at the moment. It's kind of overlapping, especially now that it has hair. So I'm gonna just make it a little smaller and see how that looks. Okay, I mean, especially while adding this, you know, extra element. Again, every element you add is going to change the whole overall appearance and vibe and kind of just aesthetic in general. I'm thinking that doesn't work so much. I want to try this one. And yeah, okay, it works a little better. I'm finding that right alignment of the text isn't as intrusive, but now I need to move it over a touch. I missed out the hair, but I think I got everything else. There we go. And shift it all over a bit. Give them both their space. This also lets the glass have more of it before being cropped out. Okay. You know, like at this point, I'm feeling like it is going how I wanted it to. I'm aware this is still like just the final draft. But now we're gonna bring in a new element. Everything you change has an effect. So now the glass is a lot more on the screen. I'm gonna show the hand, the finger bones holding this glass up. And yeah, actually I did consider having a hand way back from when I was still sketching about this idea. But now that I'm actually positioning things, it's time where it would make sense to see it. So just using the pencil tool again, just copying, like eyedropping the opacity from other elements already there. I want the joints to show like these are actual fingers. And we'll see how it looks. I'm wary about having too many elements, being too cluttered. The good thing about this design is that, you know, the kind of x-ray grays, whites, and blacks are not like very loud color schemes. So even though I have like these big old splashes of color in the drink, which was intentional. I thought this is actually a pretty subdued cover, so I have a bit more room to move when it comes to accenting it with something louder. So, you know, I still don't want it to be clustered with too many elements. But whenever you add something, you need to ask yourself, does it make sense? Is this justifiable for me to add this new thing? And, you know, everything so far has a direct reason for being there. Okay, there's drink in the throat. Where's the drink coming from? Okay, so you have a glass where the drink is coming from. Of course, you don't have to do that, but especially if your design is a little less clear or a little odd, like we have here, then sometimes it does help to like connect the dots a bit for the viewer. And I say that with an because you don't always want to, you don't always have to, and sometimes it's cool when there's little things hidden in or there's room for interpretation. But, you know, you also want your concept to show through. You want it to be clear to extend, you know, the link to the song. And I've seen beautiful album covers and, you know, just song artwork that is harder to connect with the song, and that's cool as well. So no, it's not like this necessity, but if you can, where you can, you know, just make sure things are linking and tying together as intended. So I'm doing the little knuckle bones for this guy right now, and he has his drink in his throat. He has a drink on the cup. He is holding up the cup. And like I said, is it consistent with the concept? It is. I mean, sure, the skeleton has hair and is drinking multicolored drinks. Like, we can see it all. But he is drinking. And we are seeing where it's going. So it's linking. And right now, having the hand, because I thought about all these things, I'm like, oh, what's the hair? What's the hand? Will we be getting cluttered? And we're not. I wanted like the main thing still to be X-ray-like image. And I don't want to distract like an insane amount from that. So I'm just gonna finish off doing these hand bones, and like this I'm just doing off the top of my head. In the refined version, I think I'll probably look at actual X-ray images of hands as well to base my drawings off of. But yeah, it's all coming together. Really, it's now just gonna be putting them together and constructing this whole image the best way possible now, because the hand element is the last element. So just like with the neck, there's a little bit of a outside where you can see the like outline of the hand more than the bone. I thought I'd try that. I think it, you know, it's too, the shape is not working right now, so I'm gonna tweak this. But I think this is like about where we're gonna leave it now. So now we have all the components of the design, and now the task is to make it all work and come together. That's going to be all the little tweaks. That's going to be stuff like, you know, rotating things, filling in gaps. It's going to be making sure the fingers look how the fingers should look. Now it's going to be the kind of tedious little tweaking. And that's where we are now. So right now, I think the cup should be higher. That makes more sense. And, you know, these are things I've noticed before, but it just wasn't my priority to address them. Now that all the elements are on the table, now it's time to make sure it's all fitting in as perfectly as it can. And that's where we're going to leave it for now. I'm going to save this, and then the next part of this series, we're going to look at just the refinement and how to develop this further. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining. Subscribe and check out my other videos, and let's just keep creating. Let's keep exploring. Till next time.